welcome to another video. All right, this is about love. If you didn't see from the title card, and I want to just first off say thank you, and I love every single one of you that tapped in. I appreciate you. But let's dive in. So, what is love? Now, there's a lot of iterations and like definitions to what love is, because I believe there's different forms of love, different types of love. But I feel if we're going to look at this from a relationship point of view, and it's an intense feeling or deep affection within the definition that I want to utilize. It tends to be manipulated where people are in pain. Everyone has pain. Everyone has insecurities. And so when you start treating love like a painkiller and trying to bring in another person to fulfill you, it tends to create a lot more mess than it leads on, because nobody wants to be lonely. No one does, myself included. I've been single for a minute, and luckily I have a lot of great friends, male and female, that are always there for me, so I never really feel like I want a relationship. I desire it, but I'm not like actively seeking like I used to when I was young. Because staring back when I was in high school, I was like that hopeless romantic trying to find love. And I would be like, oh, I have to find it before I graduate, otherwise I'll never find it again, And so I became kind of a simp in some aspects. I didn't know how to text. It came off very creepy, awkward, And sometimes even now, since I've kind of been out of the boat, I always come off that way too. I hope I try my best not to. I keep trying. But either I come off too energetic. Yeah. I could go down a list. I'm sure you guys are in the same boat sometimes. You perceive they need to see you as some way, when in reality they already formed their opinion on you, and you can't can't change your mind. Let people do their thing and keep smiling and do what you do. So I tend to look at love now as an abstract painting. So this is my little painting. Enjoy, right? It's gonna be worth millions someday. But everyone has their own painting on the top of their head, right? So you can design this whatever you like. Some people won't appreciate what's on top of your head, what kind of painting you provide, right? Others will look at it differently than how you perceive it, and that's okay. And others will try to ruin it. They'll see this and be like, my painting looks worse than his. I need to figure out how to degrade him, something like that. But someone learned to value this painting, and see the beauty in it, and all the squiggles, all the circles, and all the lines. And when you can find people like that, those are the people you can learn to love. Not just in a relationship standpoint, like intimate, but also in a relationship with friends, right? And what I just have tended to tell myself as well is when you try to force the people that want to look at it differently or want to ruin it into your life, it devalues you. You start to doubt yourself. You start to sacrifice and worry about who you are and what to become. You need people to be real with you, but also love you unconditionally, like God's love. God's love, agape love, is sacrificial. The highest form of love. We tend to want this romantic love. And a good example of this is the movie The Notebook, right? Ryan Gosling and Rachel Adams, they're in love, and they're trying to create this life, but Rachel has to go somewhere, and then Ryan's staying, and eventually they just split up, and then Ryan writes letters, sends it. Rachel's mom's like, nope, you're not getting none of these for a while. And so then Ryan eventually just starts creating this life with her still in mind. And he creates this house, he's going through all this turmoil, but, he still ends up building this house in what she wanted. And I feel he's constantly worrying about how she's doing, where she's at, would she like this, but he does it anyway. In a movie it doesn't really show that, but he is doing it all for her. And as he's doing that, Rachel is doing her thing with her work, with nursing or something like that. She falls in love with James Marsden. I might be butchering his name. and they're getting married, right? And so they go back, you know. I'm telling you the whole story right now, dude. You don't even need to watch the movie, but you've probably seen it. It's pretty old. And, you know, they're getting married, and then she goes back to meet Ryan Gosling. They end up getting back together. Boom, James is no longer in the picture. Boom, we're out of there. And that tends to happen, like, now in present day. In that movie, right, it's a romantic movie, you know. It's to depict, like, oh, you know what, the girl always come running back, you know, and it's not the case, you know. Romance love gives you worry. Think about it, like, if you're in a relationship right now, maybe not, like, are you constantly stressed, worried, or is it true love where they give you peace? Because that's what I depict. I'd rather have someone give me peace. I mean, I'm already busy doing work and trying to do my other things. This house that is not a home where I can be at peace. You know, we can talk things out, right? There's still going to be a level of like turmoil that can brew within a household. You know, that's just part of love too. Come home to a house that's constantly like that, it's gonna start to crumble. You know, you need a firm foundation. God at the forefront. You know, God's love is sacrificial, agape love. And if you don't have that in mind and aren't striving to reach that, then you tend to lean towards the romantic side of love, where it always turns into worry. Like, oh, does this person think I'm pretty enough? Does this person think I'm doing enough? Does this person value me? Does this person think I look good? And when you start to think like that, instead of, you know what, we love each other. We see everyone, all their flaws, all their sins, all their scars. And we value that. And we see the beauty in that. And that's what love is seeing the beauty through it all. But that's all I got. My 2 cents on perceiving love from a relationship standpoint. I hope you guys took something out of this today. Maybe give you a different perspective, more clarity, and just allow you to value yourself more. Know your worth. Know that this painting over your head is something you should treasure and value, and not try to hide and make other people feel they need to accept you. Until the next one, peace. Love you guys.